Syrian refugees flood into Turkish border towns, straining resources and tempers. World News. MSN. Outlook. More. Autos. My MSN. Video. Careers and jobs. Personals. Weather. Delish. Quotes. White pages. Games. Real estate. Wonderwall. Horoscopes. Shopping. Yellow pages. Local edition. Traffic. Feedback. Maps and directions. Travel. Full MSN index. Bing. News.com. Today. Nightly news. Meet the press. Dateline. MSNBC. Breaking news. Newsvine. Home. US. World. Politics. Business. Sports. Entertainment. Health. Tech. Science. Travel. Local. Weather. Advertise vertical bracket ad choices. Recommended. Arab League agrees with Kerry in Assad chemical weapons use and dash but not military action. Recommended. Passerby captures lion roaming the streets of Kuwait. Recommended. Tokyo 2020 Olympics could be shot in the arm for struggling Japan. Recommended. What a man can do, I can do better. Young women challenge Kenyan society. Header point top underscore header left curly bracket background image. Journal http://cdn.libnewsvine.com/chrome/worldnewsfrontiers/images/header.jpg equals 10,479 right curly bracket. First for breaking news and analysis, compelling world news stories from NBC News journalists. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook. About this blog archives. Email updates follow on Twitter subscribe to RSS. 35 comments. Print. 2 hours ago. Syrian refugees flood into Turkish border towns, straining resources and tempers. Lauren Ebon, NBC News contributor. Downtown Antakya, a southern Turkish city near the border of Syria, has felt the effects of the crisis in Syria. As U.S. President Barack Obama inches closer to authorization for military strikes against Syria, and Turkish Prime Minister Recep Tayyip Erdogan pushes for regime change, many residents worry that the conflict will spread across the border. By Lauren Ebon, NBC News contributor. Antakya, Turkey on a recent sweltering day in a market maze of fragrant spices and Hello Kitty back-to-school supplies. Turks in this southern border town expressed anger over possible United States military strikes against neighboring war-torn Syria. "This is no good for us. It is not good for Turkey," said Nabil, a jewelry shop owner. As to us as customers nodded vigorously in agreement. "We will be dragged into this war. We already have been dragged in." Amid ingoing tensions, Nabil and others interviewed for this story have requested that their last names be withheld. Advertise vertical bracket ad choices. As President Barack Obama trudges closer to authorization for military action against the Syrian regime of President Bashar Assad, residents of Turkish border towns worry about how the unrest next door will further upend their lives. Already, Syrian refugees have flooded into their region, creating tensions with locals. More than 2 million refugees have fled Syria into neighboring countries since civil war began there in March 2011, and that number could double, or even triple, by the end of this year, according to United Nations estimates. The United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, UNHCR, has registered about 450,000 Syrian refugees in Turkey alone. Some are living in refugee camps, but more than half are attempting to integrate into border towns, the UNHCR said. In Wednesday, ministers from refugee-hosting nations, including Turkey, Iraq, Jordan, and Lebanon, met with UNHCR representatives in Geneva to attempt to generate greater international support for dealing with the refugee exodus, which they say is straining their resources. That sentiment is particularly strong in towns such as Antakya. The